All right, let's get going here. I always feel a little scattered when I'm not on time with everything. So uh, we're gonna talk. You guys know me. You know, if you know me and everything, you know that I am always talking about risk management. It's kind of one of the things like if you could take a brand new trader and say, learn to control risk. Don't learn about money. Don't learn about making money. Just learn to control and keep your money. Um, I seriously, I've listened to this over and over and over from YouTube traders, and I think this year it finally is like sinking into me and understanding what the heck they've been saying all this time. Um, so I kind of approach this in different ways when I talk about it, and this time I'm going to talk about rewriting your mindset with winners and losers. The importance of this over making money. Um, my 4-phase system, I set it up completely so that you focus on technique over money, and you don't even start focusing on money until phase 4 at the end. And by then, it's really about risk management more than it is about making money, because the money's gonna come if you understand your risk, if you understand the whole concept of risk. The other aspect of risk management, though, comes psychology, comes in our head. We need to rewrite how we treat wins and losses. Um, I prefer the terms profit or non-profit. Um, and of course, we all know break-even trade is like a free trade, right? Um, Kind of like people will use ticks on their charts versus dollars. They can't see, seeing the dollar symbol just kind of makes them anxious and makes them worried. Uh, Changing what you see, profit, non-profit, can help you more like start approaching it. And this is I'm always talking from my own perspective. Um, Kind of help me start thinking more of like a business. Like I have a business now. Um, if a retailer, if a retail company's got some product that he had purchased all this product, thought it was going to be a great seller, didn't sell that well. So now he's going to go and put it marked down, and he's going to hopefully break even. But if he only moves half that product at break even, now he's got to start going below profit. Now it's a non-profit item, and he's got to sell that at below profit to get it off his shelf and out of his store. Um, and so we kind of got to think about risk, our losses in the same way. They're a trade that's not working. It's a trade that's not going your way. You did everything per your rules. You've done everything you feel like you did. You read the market right. You saw your setup. You pulled your entry trigger. You did all these things, and the trade just isn't going your way. And that happens. That's always going to happen. So how we think about these losses in the long term is going to help us um, kind of change that reaction we have. Um, Kind of creating a business mindset. Some common mistakes, and I've made all of these, so I know them real well. Uh, just letting it happen. You have a loss, you just let it happen and say, okay, that's okay. Let's say you had a $100 risk, and the trade started, came back, hit your $100, and you're thinking, well, that was 1% of my my account or 2% of my account. That's okay. I'm fine. I was willing to lose that, so I'm okay with that. The problem is it's going to happen again. And are you going to be able to say, I'm okay with that twice? Am I okay with that 3 times? Because something starts happening to you physically and emotionally, because we tend to put more on those things to really that really cause us to um, be react. That's the word I'm looking for, is react. So saying it's okay, oh, I followed all my rules and it just didn't work out. We all hear that, and that's okay. If you could have controlled that risk and got lost $50, would that okay be a lot more okay? I mean, if you had a risk management rule and the trade started and it went up and you moved your stop loss a bit and you took it um, to where you're only losing $50, you felt safe, it turned around, it snapped you out. You can almost feel a little better about it. It's a little more, you know, palatable. Same with wins. We want to react. How we react will shape our mindset. Do we see profit as a failure? Do you take do you get a move and it hits your take profit here, but it kept going? And you think, oh man, I could have gotten so much more. I could have done this. I could have done that. I could have done this. You basically, with a mindset like that, you basically looked at taking profit as a failure. And it can't be. It's not a failure. And it's just part of doing the right thing. It's a part of following your rules. That's the reward of following your rules, is you make money. If you have a tick amount set or a support resistance level, and that's where you're going to take profit, and that's what your rules say, and you took profit there and you got the profit that you expected and the price kept going, who cares? You followed your rules. That's what needs to be recognized. I followed my rules. I got my profit. I'm happy. I don't care what happens after that. I can turn the charts off. I don't care. It doesn't matter. If it's something I think I can work on and back test and maybe next time I can find a way of capturing more, then great. But regardless, I got what I wanted, and that's what matters. So you got to change that mindset so that you don't make profits a failure. You want you want your profit. If you set a profit target or you took profits per your rules, you want that to be success because you followed your rules. Um, Here's a big key for profits, and this is something that's in psychology and is really, really gonna make it tougher. Do you believe you're worthy to make that money? Do you believe that you can create this trading business and make that money and that money is yours to keep? That's money you're capable of making on a regular basis? It's a tough one. It's one, and I'm only putting down things that I've struggled with, so I understand these things when I say it. Another quick one with profits. How do you see money? How do you see people with lots of money? What is a lot of money? 50,000 a year, is that a lot of money? Um, and how do you view people that make 50,000 a year? Um, these are important things, because if you have a negative view of somebody who makes twice as much as you, You're going to hold yourself back from accepting that you are worthy of making that kind of money because you have created a negative connotation with making money. Anyway, I know I had it a little bit. I think for me, mostly, I didn't feel I was worthy of having the money. I never had a negative connotation to people. I have family and I have friends and I'm successful myself in life. So I've never had a negative connotation towards people who make money, but I often wondered if I was worthy of making that same kind of money. So let's talk about how we can fix this. That's a big key. We now know what the issue is. Now, well, how do you fix this? I heard this today, and this is why this whole thing came about. So I was listening to a book, and in the book he said, after your trade, you took a trade, win or loss, profit or non-profit, pull off the charts, and especially if it's a non-profit trade or break even, pull off the charts, take a screenshot, mark it up, take a screenshot, get off of that chart, turn it off, go to TradeZilla, record it, log it, enter it, and then go back and look at that screenshot and study it. If it's a loser or a winner, study it. What went right? Where was my rules? How were my rules? How did I perform? How did I get in? How did I do? And look at that trade without your charts. If you can't do that, you're having an emotional pull to either the win or the loss or the break even. You're having a negative emotion that says, I need to get back in and trade because you made money or didn't make money or broke even. If you can't just, even if you're in a 1 minute time frame, if you cannot shut off, go record, study that trade and take 10, 15 minutes and just give that trade some time. Then go back to the charts and get ready for your next setup. That way you can look at it more as I made a business decision. This is how the business decision turned out. Break even, nonprofit, profitable. It's giving you that chance to take and look at it as a business. I made a business decision. Here's how the business decision worked. And could I have done better? Could I have done worse? Did I follow my rules? All those things. Journal it. Journal your feelings, emotional and physical. So your emotional feelings about the trade, especially if it's a loss, especially if it's a win. Be honest. I mean, if it sucks, be aware of it. If taking that loss, don't just lie to yourself and brush it off and move to the next trade. If a loss hit and it hurt and it kind of sucks, for me, any loss that takes my full profit, my full stop loss, sucks. I battle those. If I was able to reduce that, that's great. But other than that, a full loss absolutely kills me. Um, I feel like I did something wrong. So I'm working on that and I journal it. What's that feeling? I also journal how do I feel physically? My heart rate's up a little bit. I'm a little bit tense. I'm a little bit, anxious. I want to get, especially if it's a full loss nonprofit trade. I want to get back in. I just want to go and revenge trade. you know, it just, I get her. And so I do the same. And I trade the 1 hour. I got plenty of time to go and log a trade and get over it. I've been doing that. And I've been not revenge trading. I've been not going crazy. I've been able to step back, stop, and not get carried away afterwards. and look at the charts and say, okay, what is my next setup? Record your physical behavior. And I'm talking angry, shame. I carry that one a big time. If you guys are on my YouTube, you saw my last live trading backtesting recording, and I talked about comparison, and I talked about how that's such a it's based off of shame. It's just based off of shame. I don't compare. I'm not good enough. I'm not as good as so and so. They got there in 6 months. They got there in 1 year. They got there in 3 years. Whatever the case, I'm not. Comparison is just shame telling you you're not good enough. And a funny thing happened. I did that video in in the heat of comparison shame. I was fighting it. I was struggling through it. I had a bad month. I had traders that I know that had good months that have been trading less than me. I know traders that don't backtest and had a good month. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's going on? And so I did that video while I was suffering that comparison and that shame. I was deep in it, and that's why I did that video, because I wanted to share, you know, what that was like. Study and change your mindset. Let's talk about that real quick. We're now gonna show how backtesting can do. So we need to do this with backtesting. We're in backtesting mode, and we want to learn from our losses, and we want to learn from our experiences, even in backtesting. I don't want to have a loss in backtesting and delete it or write it out. If I'm deleting a backtest trade that I took that I feel met my rules and I felt good about it because I backtest slowly. And if I took this trade and it knocked me out and I feel like I want to delete it, that's a real emotion. I'm upset with a loss on something that doesn't even matter. And it happens to me. And so I feel that, and I'm like, okay, no, we're recording this, we're journaling this, we're taking that, and I'm gonna kind of reflect on this feeling, because I don't want that. That feeling is going to push it too much. It's gonna transfer to my live trading, and I don't want that. So a good thing to do is we'll go here. You're in TradeZella. Back testing, you want to go to dashboard. And one of the things I like to do, okay, I got no filters on this. This is what I've been back testing lately, where I'm at now. All looks really nice. It's all very slowly processed. God, I can't wait till my live trading is going to look like this too. I'm about 55%, and this is with all the trades that I shouldn't have taken. So this is all the trades that I took that really, after I looked at them, weren't per my rules. I have a 2.84. That's really good. I mean, if you look at this, my Zell score, even in this, is excellent. This is still considered excellent trading. So what I want to do is go back, and this really helps me when I'm struggling about too many losses in a row. I like to go back and look and say, okay, loss. You know, this was obviously a good month. I want to see what that looks like. Two trades loss, two trades lost. So, you know, in a sense, I had 2, 4, 6 trades lose, 7 in 1 month. Here's a month, $318 profit. That's all I got out of this month. And you look at that. If this was live trading, I would be getting devastated about here. This would be devastating me. And then 5 trades and I only come out with $90. Like this whole thing, this whole week would just be like, oh, what's going on? What am I doing wrong? What am I, thinking everything is just crap. And then you get this nice little win here, only to get a break even in another losing trade. So this is what happens. This is real trading. When you're looking at it up here and you're looking at this number and you're looking at all these greens, you think, gosh, that's just great trading. That's just great trading. But is it? This is what real trading looks like. And I love coming back to this because it helps confirm to me that is an awesome book, Trading in the Zone. I highly recommend that one. So here, win, win, win. Got a little loss. Win, 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 win. This is the loss that you say, oh, I don't mind that, but that was a full dollar loss. I don't mind that. Win, 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 win. Loss. Okay, no problem. It was a small loss. 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 I mean, you can't tell me that doesn't. And what happens is for most of us, this loss, this third loss here on a Friday, is just going to set us up for losing the next week. Unless we can say, nonprofit, this is the way trading goes. This is okay. I can deal with this. I feel the emotions. I feel I'm a little angry. I'm a little frustrated. I'm a little whatever. I'm going to go back. I'm going to look at these trades. I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to see what's happening. And I'm going to see what I can, evaluate so that come Monday, I can go back to my rules. I can go back to my trading rules. And I did. And I got a win, which got backed up by 2 losses, and then a good win. So I'm showing you this because this is important. This is what is going to help you change your mindset. And that's the key. You have to change the mindset. Trading in the Zone, I'm probably quoting a lot out of it. That I've listened to that book twice and I'm thinking about it for the third time here pretty soon. Um, so see how your trading looks, review your TradeZilla, see what it looks like, reducing your risk. If you're This is the key. If your numbers are like you're getting basically a 3 to 1 on your average, when you take a $67 loss or $100 loss, it doesn't sting as bad. If you were risking 400 and you ended up with a $184 loss, you did not give the market $400. You were willing and okay with that to begin with, but before the trade ended, the market only got half of it. So it does kind of gives you a little reward feeling saying, hey, you know what? You didn't get it all. So neener neener. So that's always good. Focus on a technique to get your thoughts off of dollars. If you're focused on your system, if you're focused on your technique, if you're focused on your strategy, the dollars don't matter as much. It's a matter of whether or not you followed your rules. And I got a few trades last month where I didn't follow my trade management rule correctly, and I probably could have lost. I was out $700 last month, and I probably could have been break even. And out of 3 trades, there were 3 trades that I did not follow my trade management rules, and I took a bigger loss than I should have. So is that the market? Is it anything? No, it's just me. And that's what I'm trying to learn. I'm like, okay, no problem. $700 down. I also know that 2 good trades, 1 to 2 good trades, and I'm back in the game. Wipe this month of wipe November off the map. Focus on your technique, get added thoughts of dollars, recreate the reward fail system to your discipline of your rules. Recreate the reward fail system. If you are highly rewarding every win, when all you're doing is you're just following your rules and doing what your rules say, they the loss won't have as big an impact. So take your reward fail system and turn it into I followed my rules, I followed them good, and that's exciting. Turn it into that. Let your rules, whether it's a profit, non-profit, or break-even trade, be your reward fail. Now, if you take a trade and it's completely off your rules and you just completely went sideways, and trust me, I do this at least once a month, and you just hopped in, you did whatever, and you got done, and even if it was a win, and if it wasn't per your rules, you got to be honest and say that was really a crappy trade, and I need to be careful because we don't want that crappy trade taken over. Because when you have a crappy trade and it makes money, a trade that's not per your rules and it makes money, what it does is it creates a, oh, I can bend the rules mentality. And then you end up bending the rules again and again and again. So get that reward fail system in your mind, retrain it, retrain your mindset. I'm working on that myself very hard. I have been for like 6, 7 months, 8 months. I've been working so hard to retrain that. I don't, when I post a trade on Discord or anything, I never say this much dollars. Oh, I won this much or I lost this much. It's either it's a profit trade or it's a non-profit trade. I'm not going to post for ego. I want to just post a trade, whether it was a win or a loss, so that other people can look at it and think and learn from it because they don't have a clue how much I won or a loss. Because that's not what matters. What matters is my rules, my system, my edge. All of this, everything I just said, and of course this could go on forever, is simple. This is a business. This isn't this casino. This isn't a slot machine. It's a business. It's a business. And if you guys watch my YouTube, you've heard this quote. This is my quote. I'm claiming it. This one trade will not make you wealthy, but this is one trade closer to wealthy trading. Every trade has an enormous amount of information and learning and capabilities. My 4-phase system teaches you how to find your edge, how to prove your edge, how to practice your edge, how to develop trade management for your edge, to take Tori's trendline system, which she explains in such, you know, simplicity, and it is, yet it's not. Even she doesn't take every trade. Even Tori doesn't take every trade that crosses the line. There's things she wants to see. There's price action, price behavior that she wants to see. She's seeing things in the eyes of somebody who's been watching the charts for 10 years. And she's doing that. And what I do is I try to teach you how to get that experience quicker than just through trading. Back testing will help us get there. What do we got? 540. 540.